Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Chris's Collection. I love this as background music. This is really cool. Anyway, as you can see from the title screen, we are playing Final Fantasy IX. So let's jump back in, or right in, for the first time ever. So actually, I just replayed this entire game because it was last year released for PlayStation 4, the PC port, and I bought and played it, and I adored it. I thought it was great. It was released during, I think, Tokyo Game Show. Um, so anyway, the story behind this, pretty simple. Honestly, not too as epic as most of these, but by this point, this was the second Final Fantasy game I ever owned, and by this point, I was big into Final Fantasy. I liked what I saw from 7. I adored 8. And, I understood that they were going back to more of a fantasy setting with this. It wasn't like the whole futuristic looking thing. And I was down with that. I wasn't familiar with it because at this point I hadn't played Final Fantasy 1 through 6, so I wasn't really aware of that. And this was my first introduction to that, which is kind of ironic because this is more of an homage to those games. One would even say this was like the last game that the creator of the series had a huge amount of. I always like that noise that the bird makes. But anyway, like it was like the last game he had a huge amount of influence over. I would say. I mean, that's what they say. But anyway, so no, I just I bought it. I mean, it came out. I didn't pre-order or anything. I wasn't that hardcore into. I wasn't that on point with my gaming quite yet, but once again, I went into a Walmart, and I was still living in my small town, and they had it. They had Final Fantasy IX, and I said, "Oh my God, I would love to own this game." And so my parents, graciously enough, bought it. I think at this time, at the point that I was getting all these games, we were like the wealthiest we were because we lived in a small town. They paid a nice amount, and for the most part things were pretty inexpensive, even by 90s standards or early 2000s standards around that time. And so I got this game, and I played it, and I thought it was really fun, and just I got into it. I thought it was really cool. Now I do have a funny story to say about this game, not necessarily about the acquisition of it, but just a funny. Again, we could call him like balls on your chin, but I'm just gonna name him Zidane or Zidane or whatever. I used to say Zidane, and then Dissidia Final Fantasy tells me it's Zidane, which makes no sense because the ANE would make you think it's Dane, like Dane Judy Dench, like that, but whatever. Anyway, so I don't have, that's how I acquired the story. I do have a funny story behind the game, though. I was playing this, and it was, I played it for a while, and I was still playing it around the time that it was New Year's Eve 2000. So we were going from 2000 to 2001. And my mom had told me, if you eat the grapes, I don't know if this is a Hispanic tradition or if this is a tradition in Americana culture, but basically, she told me if you eat these grapes before New Year's, you'll get a really like a wish or like something really cool will happen to you either next year or today on New Year's Eve. And I was like, really? And I thought to myself, man, because I'm having a really hard time in Final Fantasy IX, because I was stuck at this part of the game where Amarant Coral, the guy with the red dreadlocks, you're fighting him, and as just Zidane, and I was getting my ass handed to me like silly, and so you know what, man, I fucking ate those grapes, and you know what? No joke, I beat him. So I don't know if that is a correlation. I'd like to think it was a correlation that I kicked that dude's ass because of those 8 grapes. It was the power of the grapes, or whatever you want to call it. But that is what happened, and so that's a story that I always thought was just really funny, and that's stuck to me the whole time. And that's pretty much the story behind everything about Final Fantasy IX. At this point, I was really into Final Fantasy and into gaming, and it's just a no-brainer that I would get this, and I did, and I loved it. And replaying it again on PS4. And if you guys have never, if you're one of the younger viewers and you've never played this or what have you, and you own a PS4, please get this on PS4. It's out. It's the PC version, I believe, and even if you get stuck, I think you can make yourself invincible for Christ's sake or something. But it's a fantastic game. Like, it's so good. It's a great game, and I adore it. I think it's really fun, and it's just a really good Final Fantasy game. Not my favorite, not by a long shot, but it's up there. It's definitely one of the better ones. It was during the golden era. So let's see this. I always thought this was such a cool way to show the logo. Like that. Ah, it's so cool. The crystal has returned. I remember that was all over all the promotional items. In fact, I'm gonna look, and I think the case even says it. Yep, the crystal comes back. That's on the back of the case of the game. Conceived and produced. See, Hironobu Sakurai. He was like hardcore into it. Anyway, guys, I guess I'll stop the story there. Thank you guys so much for watching this. I've actually recorded a bunch of these episodes all at once, so I tend to do that with Chris's collection because these are shorter things. We'll be back next month in May. I haven't decided yet if we're just going to keep, because I had said way back when that we were going to do a bunch of episodes. We were going to do take a break from doing after what was it, Tales from the Borderlands was done. I said, yeah, we're going to take a break, and we're just going to do Chris's collection for a little bit. And that's what I said, and we fulfilled that. I did all of February, I believe, all of March, and now all of April of Chris's collection. And so I don't know what I'm going to do. I might, one of three things might happen. I might continue just doing pure Chris's collection, at least until PlayStation is done, and then maybe switch back. Two, I might make Chris's collection the primary thing, and then have like a backup thing. Or three, I might have this become the backup again, and something else become the primary. If you guys care, or if you have any of those three that you think are the more interesting, let me know in the comments below. If not, whatever. I'll just go with the flow. I'll see what I do, because I don't know yet. But anyway, guys, all the same, thank you for watching. If you've made it this far, I appreciate it. And we'll be back next week with something, be it Chris's collection or I don't know what, but we'll be back with some more content. That should be fun. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Take care.